What is going on, guys? It's Taro the Man. I feel like the man, and today we're gonna talk about what if Naruto was neglected, part 2. I hope you guys enjoy. After Naruto and Sasuke see Fugaku's dead, lifeless body, they begin to run across the Uchiha side of the village and see that most people are either bleeding out or dead. They begin to ask, and most of the Uchiha are run to the hospital by Naruto and Sasuke, and each one of them claimed to see a red-haired Kunoichi killing them. Obviously, this brought suspicion towards the only two redheads in Konoha, which would be fucking Jaya and Kushina. I think that's her name. Jaya and Kushina, yeah. The only two redheads in the village are Jaya and Kushina, and obviously people don't believe it's either of them, and they think that they were under Genjutsu. Now, there's only like a few Uchiha left living, around 10 to, I would say 10 to 13 around, and Itachi right now is on a mission. So obviously, that if they were attacked, it's not like they have a lot of manpower to protect the rest. So now everybody's confused. Most people believe it's actually Naruto. Even though they claim to see a red-haired Shinomi, it could have just been the red aura from the Nine Tails that they know exists. Obviously, since a lot of fingers are pointed at Naruto, some of the Uchiha that were attacked and that they lived to see it even begin to believe it. Obviously, Sasuke knows Naruto wouldn't have done this, and even if he could, it makes no sense. Naruto's always been known to have little chakra, because he's known to have little chakra, and most Uchiha at least have a single Tomoe, which means that Naruto couldn't have done this. Even though most people can understand this reasoning, most people don't believe him. Most people don't even believe Sasuke and think that Sasuke is also under Genjutsu. Therefore, Naruto is thrown in prison. There is a certain sentence. Naruto has to go for a week without food and only can be given water. So during this week, Naruto is getting a lot slimmer and losing a bit of muscle mass. Around this time is when Team 7 was announced, with Naruto being part of Team 7, and therefore Kakashi has to actually go to the prison and tell Naruto that he is the team captain or leader. The Jonin is assigned to them, and he has to tell them the teammates. Hey, Naruto's a monkey, right? Anyway, I was assigned to you after your sentence is up. See, since you're still under suspicion and you're technically not guilty yet, you could still go on ninja missions. But if you're ever found guilty, I have to kill you on spot. Do you understand? Naruto looks at Kakashi. I don't give a damn anymore. How's Sasuke doing? Kakashi would chuckle. Well, that's kind of funny. Speaking of Sasuke, he's part of the team. So is Jaya. She's your twin sister, right? She seemed so bugged that, people think it's you and stuff. Anyway, that's your team. I'll see you after your time is up, around a few days. Kakashi walks out, and Naruto is pissed. That little bitch never believed a thing he ever said. She never liked him, and he knew that. He honestly believed Jaya was the one who killed the Uchiha, but he never spoke of it because he didn't have any proof other than red hair. It could easily have been Kushina or someone disguised as either one of those. Or hell, maybe a rival village also has Uzumaki and could have used them. After Naruto's sentence was up, he was sent straight towards Team 7, where they were still doing D-rank missions. Naruto automatically already was allowed to be on the team, and they were trying to use the team dynamic of the trio, but it just was not working at first. For the first week of Naruto being part of Team 7, he hated it. The only thing that was actually redeemable about it was that Sasuke was part of the team. But Jaya just threw everything off. She kept on picking on Naruto, trying to get on Naruto's nerves, doing little things, like mentioning little things that would obviously get on Naruto, like on no one likes him and stuff like that. And eventually Naruto has had enough and wants to go on a real ninja mission. Minato at first does not want to assign Naruto a real ninja mission, but obviously he has to keep up his representation of the Hokage. And at first, Naruto has a bit of sass towards Minato, a bit of anger, a bit of hatred. And Minato, for a split second, goes back to his natural state, telling Naruto to calm down, boy, but in a very menacing tone, to the point where the entire room is silent for a while until Kakashi brings up the idea that this would help his team get stronger. Minato goes back to the Hokage version of himself and decides to assign him the bridge building mission, where basically they escort a bridge builder to the land of waves. Now, this arc is a lot like the original, so I'll just go over the differences because there's not a lot that would change. But I guess one thing that would change is that Jaya is a lot more, I don't know, a lot more involved with combat than Sakura, since she's an Uzumaki that also has a lot of chakra. So yeah, and she also knows the flying Raijin. So yeah, this arc doesn't really go all that badly. So let's go back to the story. Naruto and Sasuke and Jaya are walking towards the land of the waves with Kakashi and the bridge builder. He acts a lot of the same in the original, picking on the kids, more specifically Jaya for red hair, Naruto with his blonde. He doesn't really mind Sasuke since he's quiet. And as they are walking, eventually two demon brothers try and kill Kakashi, but obviously Kakashi uses substitution. And the second they go for the bridge builder, yes, Naruto does freeze up because he is still afraid of death and he cannot handle this. This is when Jaya throws a flying Raijin kunai at the demon brothers using flying Raijin, it being in like dual kicking both of them. She then calls Naruto a scaredy cat and then begins to go off about this is why Minato does not like him, this is why he's useless, stuff like that, blah blah blah, stuff that really got on Naruto's nerves. But obviously Sasuke would come to Naruto's defense, stating that this is his first mission with us and there's no real reason why he wouldn't be scared. Jaya then states, he's such a disappointment, a real ninja would never be scared, why are you even here? She would just be trying to like gaslight Naruto and stuff like that. And this is when Kakashi shows up and she tries going back to her good girl attitude, but obviously Kakashi knows that she's kind of a brat and he's trying to work on that. They continue up to the land of waves as Kakashi asks the bridge builder, so there's people after you? This would make this a B rank instead of a D. As the bridge builder would state, I just didn't have enough money for B. Kakashi would then think about going back, but remember that this is for the team and that if they do survive this, it would be a good learning experience. Besides, the way Naruto reacted to the demon brothers attacking them, he really needs to step up Naruto's confidence, and not only that, he needs to make sure Naruto doesn't flinch ever again. Naruto would continue. The Team 7 would continue on to the bridge building until Zabuza shows up. Zabuza is introduced around the same way, so it's not all that changed, and he's still stronger than almost everybody, although it is a different strategy since Naruto still has the multi-shadow clone, but because of his chakra control and the little chakra that he already doesn't have, he can't do the same Demon Wind Shuriken thing, but Sasuke can. Naruto would use his natural strength to try and throw the Demon Wind Shuriken, but remember, Naruto's accuracy is not that good. So at first, it looks like it's about to miss Zabuza, but eventually Jaya would throw a flying Raijin kunai at it to make it go on the right track, where Zabuza would jump. Sasuke would obviously throw a kunai, like de-transform and throw kunai at Zabuza. Zabuza would look behind them, but then it turns out to be a flying kunai from Jaya. Then she'll teleport to it, zipping around the arena for a little bit, at least where they're fighting. Then would punch Zabuza in the face, and trying to look all heroic and stuff like that. Second, Kakashi's he does water style, was it like Vortex or something? A giant gust of water basically hits Zabuza, and now he is on the floor, almost unconscious. This is when Haku comes to pick him up, and eventually the bridge builder would allow them to stay at his house. And then this is where we get the Team 7 training for the arc. Basically, they have to walk up a tree. Jaya gets it pretty much perfectly. Sasuke puts in too much chakra, But Naruto can't put in any chakra because he has almost zero. Naruto has to try the hardest out of everybody to even attempt this, and it really seems like Naruto couldn't do it at first. Although Jaya, since it's still her brother, tries to give him a tip on how he's supposed to do it. But even so, even though he does it practically fine, it still doesn't work because he doesn't have a lot of chakra. Because of this, Jaya gets frustrated and keeps on calling Naruto a disappointment, stuff like that, stuff that really gets into Naruto's head. And eventually, when she leaves, Sasuke tries to comfort Naruto, saying that she's doesn't know what's like, she doesn't understand, she doesn't know, stuff like that, trying to cheer him up. But then Naruto begins to cry, stating that she's correct. The whole reason Dad doesn't like me and all is because I'm not good enough. I'm not strong enough. I am a disappointment. She's not wrong there. Sasuke would then state, "You're not a disappointment." As Naruto looked up to Sasuke, "What am I?" And Sasuke would state, "You're my friend." They would go in and then eat dinner. Basically, Naruto and Sasuke would try to eat a lot of rice, so Naruto can have enough protein, like stuff like that. But eventually, the bridge builder's grandson, who I forgot the name of, would go on about how there's no heroes, and this would really get to Naruto, as Naruto would snap, his eyes would glow red, and he would just yell, "Yeah, you're right. There are no heroes." It doesn't mean you can't be one, though. Doesn't mean that they're not good people in the world. Some bad things happen to good people. You just have to get used to that. Naruto's snap almost made Jaya throw a kunai at him and try and subdue him. Same with Kakashi. As Naruto looked over at him, Kakashi almost had a kunai out, but it was more subtle, so Naruto didn't notice it. But Jaya practically almost had it at its neck. That's because Naruto is activating the Nine-Tails chakra. As Jaya told Naruto to calm down, and Naruto powered down his Nine-Tails and began eating again. They'd sleep. Naruto wouldn't oversleep because he wouldn't try and overtrain. So Naruto still goes with the team to the water bridge, which means that the grandson and the daughter still get kidnapped. Because of this, Naruto is still trapped in the ice mirrors with Sasuke. Naruto wouldn't really have a connection to Haku because he didn't overtrain, so he doesn't really care. He still activates the Nine-Tails chakra, and he still punches Haku in the face, like in the original. And also like in the original, Haku dies. Zabuza doesn't really care. Naruto doesn't give Zabuza the Talk no Jutsu that the original gave. So yeah, Zabuza doesn't really have a reason to avenge his friend. Although Naruto is still pissed at, what was it, the fucking, what was his name? The little fat nigga that was like, that started the whole thing. I keep forgetting his name in these what ifs, and you know who I'm talking about. That guy with like 1,000 ninjas trying to kill Zabuza. Zabuza doesn't have really reason to go after him, but Naruto practically does, and he really needs a way to let his rage out. So obviously Naruto uses the Nine-Tails Fox, grabs a kunai, and starts hacking at the ninjas. And Naruto practically doesn't get a scratch on him. He then goes up to the little midget guy and decapitates him. Zabuza goes on his merry way, and I believe that Zabuza would join up with the Akatsuki eventually, but we'll see that later. After that, they go home and Kakashi gives the mission report stating that Naruto killed a lot of ninjas and even killed practically a mob leader. It's the easiest way I can describe who this guy was. I can't remember his name. I'm really sorry. But yeah, after that, Team 7 do decide that they want to take the Chunin exams. But there is one small thing, is that the investigation with Naruto is still going on, and now Itachi is home. Itachi talks to Naruto, trying to see if Naruto's lying about killing his family, and even Sasuke can vouch that Naruto would never do that. Itachi does believe Sasuke, which means that basically Itachi's on Naruto's side of the argument. and really believes that Naruto would never kill any of the Uchihas. And even Sasuke becomes the point that even if he wanted to, it's not like he could. So yeah, basically after this, Naruto still goes home, and Minato still beats on him, but at this point he's kind of used to it, and he takes it as durability training so he can be more durable than the most. Eventually, Jiraiya begins beating on Naruto on a regular basis, but Naruto doesn't really take Jiraiya's shit as much as he does Minato, and would regularly fight back, which was kind of like taijutsu training for him. Since he had almost no ninjutsu, taijutsu was the second best thing you can use. So because of this, Naruto becomes a lot better at taijutsu than he normally would have, since, you know, he has a sparring partner, quote unquote, even though she actually tries to kill him and all. But yeah, this is where I want to end off the part. Next part we're going to do the tuning exam, so please like, follow, subscribe for all that, and I hope you guys enjoy.